Hey, let's talk about frontends. Liquity is nearing its launch. At some point within the next few months, you're going to publicly launch. And one thing that makes the Liquity launch a bit different from what we've seen in the past is that you are not going to run your own frontend.
That's right. So we are taking a different approach here from most other DeFi protocols. What we are trying to do is launch our system as a protocol, but also provide a front-end launch kit to whoever wants to run a front-end. Like third parties, they could download this launch kit and host and run a front-end that communicates with the underlying protocol. There are a few reasons why we do that. So let me outline the main reasons, which are that we want to make our system as decentralized and censorship-resistant as we can. Of course, if there's only one central front-end, it can be taken down for some reason or just go down due to a bug or any outage. With multiple front-ends, it's just much more resilient and censorship-resistant. And the second reason is that we are not just giving out this front-end launch kit and expect front-ends to run it, but we have like inbuilt incentives which are enshrined in the protocol, which make it attractive for the front-end operators to run a front-end. They would get a reward based on the turnover that their users generate over time, which basically gives them an incentive to market, to promote the platform to the end users, because the front-end itself would also benefit from that.
If I was someone that would be interested in providing a front-end for Liquity, what would I do? Where would I get in touch with you? Is everything going to be publicly available, or do I need to be on a specific list?
So this will be all permissionless, which means that you don't need to be accepted by us. You download the front-end launch kit on your server through a very simple process, and then you're basically good to go. So you just need to make sure that you have users which use your front-end. So that's one way of getting the front-end up and running, but there's another way which would be more attractive for the professional existing DeFi front-ends like Zerion, Instadep, or even DeFi Saver. So they are already integrated with a lot of DeFi protocols. So we hope that they would also integrate our system. Of course, they would not use our own front-end because they already have their interface, they have their environment, so they would simply add some functionality so that their users can access our system.
So if I'm someone that's planning to run a Liquity front-end, what is this reward going to be paid in? And then second, what can I do in order to increase the reward that I'm getting?
That's a great question. So the reward is paid out in our secondary token called the LQTY token, which is a token that captures the fee revenue from the system. Thus, it becomes valuable through the fact that people are using the system and are generating fees. So now this LQTY token is paid out as a reward to the front end based on the turnover that they generate. By turnover, I mean a specific kind of turnover, which is based on the stability deposits that are transacted to the front end. The more users make such stability deposit through the front end, the more LQTY tokens would be allocated to the front end. Now there is one more thing to it which is important to mention, a kickback mechanism. So the front ends can choose a kickback rate between 0% and 100%. A kickback means the share of the Liquity reward which is paid out to the stability depositors themselves as the end users, whereas the remaining share is given to the front end. So let's say if a front end chooses 80% as a kickback, then the user would get 80% of the LQT reward and the 20% would remain with the front end.
Great, so that means even if I'm not some large app with hundreds and thousands of users already, I have a way that's pretty simple to incentivize users to use my front end instead of someone else's.
Exactly, so we think and hope that there will be a healthy competition between the front ends where they can set the kickback rate as they want. Of course, they would like to maximize their revenue, or there may be front ends who are altruistic and set the kickback rate to 0% or to 100%. So yeah, we expect an interesting competition there. And also, I mentioned that some front ends will be professionally run front ends that already have integrations to other protocols. Now, such front ends, they are providing an extra service to the end user, of course, because the end user can maybe use the tokens from Liquity and in another protocol as well. And we expect that such front ends can maybe have a lower kickback rate because the end user would have extra benefits or services provided to him. So we don't know how that will work out in practice, but we're really interested to see how the kickback rates will be relevant in the future.
Great. So in short, to summarize what you just explained to us, Liquity uses a decentralized frontend, meaning you're not going to run your own frontend, but you're incentivizing both existing frontends for DeFi applications, as well as people that haven't in the past run a frontend for any other application to start their own frontend, and they can even generate revenues for themselves this way. Great. Robert, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.